guys, welcome back again to Dave's Dimension. Welcome back again for another video. Welcome back again to the channel where chaos and insanity will always reign supreme. So, we're back again for another video. We're not unboxing this time around, guys. Let's talk. Let's talk Masters of the Universe Revelation. In case you don't know what it is, well, looks like Mattel brought back He-Man in the Masters of the Universe. Somewhat, sort of, not exactly, but here we go. This is a Netflix TV series. In fact, it dropped today. That is today, the 23rd of July. This video may post, not today, but maybe tomorrow. Anyway, they brought back the line. Obviously, if you're not familiar with He-Man and Masters of the Universe, it's a property from the 80s. It's a cartoon that was created to sell toys. Back in the 80s, cartoons and TV shows really didn't need to make a whole lot of sense. They were just meant as half-hour or, in some cases, hour-long commercials for toys. Transformers and so many others. So, Netflix merged with a few other companies, got together and said, hey, let's bring back Masters of the Universe. It's not He-Man in the Masters of the Universe, it's just the Masters of the Universe with good call. Now, I said when I heard this was happening, I was like, oh, it sounds pretty cool. Kevin Smith is involved. I say involved. There's been a lot of talk, a lot of criticisms. I mean, unfortunately in this day and age, with everything that's been going on the past couple of years, even on YouTube, you get a lot of people who their main drive is to kind of put down pop culture, anything and everything that's going on, cancel culture, whatever you want to call it. It tends to throw a negative spin on everything. But here I am giving you my honest opinion and thoughts on Masters of the Universe Revelations. I've watched the first 2 episodes. I enjoy it a lot. Now, the new Masters of the Universe, Mattel came back and they made some new figures for us. Here's one of them. I've actually done a few videos on some unboxing of both He-Man and, well, there we go, Skeletor. Now, these are not your 1980s Skeletor figures or He-Man figure. This is something a little bit bigger and better. They actually scale with NECA pretty damn well, guys. But we're here to talk not about the toys, but about the show. The show takes place... Now, if you don't know Masters Universe, quick breakdown. The planet of Eternia has an ongoing war between Skeletor and his minions because he wants to take over not only the planet, but also take the power of the mystical Castle of Grayskull. Now, the castle has a champion, a hero. He is He-Man. With his power sword, he summons the power of Grayskull. But it's kind of a Superman story because he hides in plain sight as Prince Adam, a very young and meek, clumsy, goofy, not always so reliable Prince of Eternia. But whenever there's danger, he pulls out his sword. He says these words, by the power of Grayskull, I have the power. And he transforms into super strong and big He-Man, who can pretty much tackle any evil you can possibly imagine. Well, in this story, it picks up that Skeletor, once again, has a devious plan, and he kind of wins. In a way. I don't want to give you guys spoilers, but he pulls off a pretty tremendous feat, at least in the first episode. And I'm not going to give away too much, guys, but I think this the first 2 episodes I think are well written compared to some cartoons and animations out there. It could have been written extremely worse. Could it be a little better? I don't know. It depends on your opinion, guys. So far, based on the first 2 episodes of Masters of the Universe, and these are about 25, 27-minute episodes, guys. No commercials. So far, I'm liking it. I like the narrative. I like where it's going. I like the interpretation. This is not our He-Man from the 80s. This is not the goofy, silly stuff that we had back in the 80s. This is more grittier. This is playing more comic book-like as far as the storyline and dialogue. We're seeing anger. We're seeing Hell, we're seeing people get taken out and killed. I mean, we're seeing some pretty tremendous feats. Things that as a kid, as a child of the 80s who grew up, I was born in 78, so I grew up in the 80s watching these cartoons live when they aired. To me, it's, this is the evolution. We're given a little bit more, I don't want to use the word mature, but more of an elevated story. The stakes are higher. There's emotions, there's more story, there's more background into this. And I'm enjoying it so far, guys. Now, I have seen a ton of other YouTubers already putting this down. I'm seeing news stories on Facebook and Twitter saying, "Oh, Rotten Tomatoes is putting down He-Man and Masters Universe Revelations." You know what? That's fine. All Rotten Tomatoes and other news outlets like that, they're doing these polls based on metrics. It depends on who's reporting on it and when you're reporting on it. This just dropped today, Friday, July 23rd. It dropped in the middle of the day, and these stories are popping up halfway through the day. Hello, it's not even a full day yet. People have been working. The real fans haven't even had a chance to sit down and watch. They haven't even had a chance to sit down and cook their kids dinner, for Christ's sake. So far, I'm enjoying it. I don't want to give anything away spoilery, okay? It does seem to be... That definitely seems like we're going to have a lot of character driven by Teela. And rightfully so. I mean, she was a character from the original series that had a lot of potential, but was never fully tapped in. I know a lot of people are going to say, "Oh, they're going with the girl power. We're trying to give woman empowerment." You know what? You can say that. If that's what you're getting from this, that's your opinion and your point of view, guys. Me, I'm seeing this because Teela, she was always kept in the dark in the original series as far as He-Man and Adam being the same person. She's been lied to. She's had secrets kept from her the entire time. And in this series, she kind of steps out on her own a little bit. You guys will see what I mean as you watch. And honestly, Teela is being voiced by Sarah Michelle Gellar. You know who Sarah Michelle Gellar is? She was Buffy the Vampire Slayer. This doesn't seem like it's being like woman power or girl power being shoved down your throat. This is a story that is organically being told. At least that's my point of view, guys. I'm liking all the callbacks of all the characters. In the very first episode, you see all the classic vehicles that we had as kids. We get to see the Sky Slides. We get to see everything that's He-Man and Skeletor's armies rocked back in the day. We get to see Mossman. We get to see the Sorceress. We get to see Grayskull. We get to see Man-at-Arms. We get to see everything. It's a callback. It's like one big gigantic Easter egg. Does it feel like it's being forced? No. It does. I mean, you would think, okay, they're picking up. It's almost like they're picking up where the original series left off, but they've made it more, I don't want to say action-oriented. They kind of growed up the story, if you will. Some of the writing, some of the voice acting is top-notch. I can't even go into that, guys. It's first 2 episodes. I'm about just basically an hour in of content, and it's coming out amazing, guys. I'm loving it so far. We're getting new characters introduced. We're getting an evolving storyline. We're getting plots that are just beginning to unfold, and I really want to see where everything's going, guys. I'm psyched about it. I don't know about you guys. If you have Netflix, seriously check it out. It's called Masters of the Universe Revelations. And not for nothing, I mean, before even watching the show, I was like, okay, I wasn't going to get these figures, but I did. I love the scale and look of these guys. Skeletor. I also have Evelyn that I have to do an unbox of. But the detail on these guys, and they're true to the cartoon. After watching the first 2 episodes, the figures are top notch, except for this. This was more silver in the cartoon, so I might actually do a little paint mod here, guys. Not today. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know. But watching it, I'm really digging it, and I'm it's kind of, it's doing its job. Like I said, the original cartoon was basically a prolonged commercial, right? And the first couple episodes are getting me in, guys. We'll see what happens over the next few episodes. But I just kind of wanted to give you guys a quick breakdown, my first initial impressions, because this is on Netflix. I can't really record the sound of me listening to it because that sound will copyright over onto the video. That's why I'm not doing it, guys. Netflix is copyrighted content, so I can't even do a screen share so you guys can kind of see clips, because I'll most likely get flagged by YouTube. We don't want that. But on a scale of 1 to 10, this is not the same Masters of the Universe. It is, but it isn't. You have the characters, and the characters are grown up. They're having to face decisions that they didn't necessarily face in the original series. In the first episode, it hits you like lightning, guys. No pun intended. It hits you. It's throwing things. I'm going to have to watch it probably another. I'm going to watch the first episode at least 1 or 2 more times. But everything, I'm loving it so far. It doesn't seem like the cheesy, corny dialogue and script that we had back in the 80s. This is something more modernized. I'm loving it. I want to see where everything goes. I kind of have a few ideas of what we might see. But I'm not going to give anything away, guys. So, there we are. On a scale of 1 to 10, what do I give Masters of the Universe Revelations? I'm giving it a 9 right now. I'm only 2 episodes in. I can't give it a 10 right off the bat. I mean, I would have liked maybe a little bit more, just a little bit more background. Where are we in the current state of Eternia, so to speak? They kind of just throw everything as if this show has been going on the entire time. That's kind of a good thing, You don't want to spend too much time telling background of a story. So I kind of like that. Like I said, Kevin Smith is involved. They give him a writer's credit on here. I'm not sure if that's true. Was he just co-writing, or are they using him for name recognition? There's been a lot of stories in the media about that. And he's even admitted, supposedly during interviews, that he's not he wasn't a fan of He-Man. But you know what? You don't have to be a fan of a show to be a good writer. You can be a great writer and take things into a new approach. The thing that maybe he's not necessarily a fan of He-Man, but is interested in the whole story in the world of He-Man, that's a different thing altogether. Because if you're not hung up on that original show, you have fresh ideas. You can take characters in directions that maybe people never considered before. So there you go, guys. Those are my thoughts. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. As always, guys, I want to thank you guys for checking out the channel. Thank you for being a part of the Dimension. If you're not already a part of the Dimension, hit that little red button below. Hit that bell for notifications to become part of Dave's Dimension, to become part of our friends and family. And until next time, guys, you know what I'm going to say. I say it every single time. Keep on busted, and I'll catch you on the flip side.